What's up guys, my name is Stoody. Welcome you back to another video. And in today's video I am going to be discussing the Tanner Bruhn situation once again. So basically the court case has been completed with Tanner Bruhn. So basically the results are that the charges were dropped. So basically I have made 3 videos previously on this matter, with the most recent one being in March of this year. Now the first video got around 1,500 views. The first video was back in October of 2024. The second video got about 3,500 views, and I posted that one in February of this year. And the most recent one is the one that got a lot of views. It got well over 12,000 views. The one that I posted in March. Now, a lot of people commenting on that video in particular. A lot of salty individuals, that's for sure. Now, those videos are not currently on my channel, but they will be back up in January. It's due to a false strike that I have on this channel. I'm sure people that watched my 3 videos on this matter are going to highly request this video. So for those of you who are unaware of what's going on, so basically Tanner Bruhn, he got interviewed by the police and had to go to court due to some allegations that he apparently raped a woman. So I'm going to just read out this article that has recently come out today. I'm not sure when this video will be posted. I'm recording this on Tuesday. This may be posted Tuesday night or Wednesday. Maybe even Thursday, depends on how I'm going with time. But here is the article. Geelong midfielder Tanner Bruhn can now be publicly named as the player who spent the entire 2025 season facing rape allegations, with the court case against him officially dropped on Tuesday. Well, let's be real, everyone knew it was Tanner Bruhn and he was named back in 2024, but anyway. A suppression order had prevented Bruhn, 23, from being named throughout the season, during which he did not play at any level due to the ongoing legal proceedings. As I said, that's the reason he wasn't playing. He never had a finger injury at all. He did not play due to the fact he was facing legal issues. The media blackout was sought by Bruhn to protect his safety. Well, it didn't really do much because it was a well-known fact that he was facing rape allegations. In a statement, Geelong confirmed Bruhn would return to the club's program for the start of the pre-season training, adding it provided professional welfare to Tanner during this time and would continue to do so. During a committal hearing last month, a key witness, Harrison Martin, admitted that he lied to police in his statement and in the witness box, which led to reports the charges against the high-profile athlete would be dropped as of October 1. High-profile athlete, I wouldn't call him high-profile, that's for sure. This followed a 2-day preliminary hearing at Geelong Magistrates Court, which examined whether there was sufficient evidence for Bruhn and a second accused, his friend Patrick Sinnott, to stand trial. The pair were each charged with 2 counts of sexual touching and 1 count of compelled sexual touching in February this year, which they have consistently denied. Bruhn was charged with 2 further counts of rape, and Mr. Sinnott was charged with 1 count of rape. The AFL, in a statement on Tuesday, confirmed Bruhn had previously been stood down by the AFL from playing at any level of Australian football, including AFL and VFL, pending the hearing and determination of those charges. I told you all he was suspended. You people were like, no, he's got a finger injury. I told you all the AFL suspended him for this. The AFL Players Association said the long and flawed process Bruhn was central to emphasise why a new AFL Code of Conduct had to be struck. We were also in constant dialogue with the AFL as the matter progressed, the AFLPA statement read. Tanner was entitled to the presumption of innocence from the outset and throughout. It was clear to us that standing Tanner down would be premature and disproportionate. What are you talking about? You did stand him down. You didn't let him play. This article makes no sense. The collective bargaining agreement requires the AFL and AFLPA to resolve a code of conduct, including proper processes and a sanctioning framework. This unfortunate set of circumstances is further evidence that such a framework is critical for the game. We remain committed to this work in the best interests of the players and Australian football. On the first of 2 days in the witness box, Mr. Martin gave an account of going out drinking with the woman before allegedly watching the two men force the woman into her car outside the strip club. He also claimed that he'd been bashed by the tall one when attempting to intervene. Mr. Martin was pushed repeatedly on this by Mr. Sinnott's barrister, Mia O'Brien, who said from the moment these gentlemen arrived to the moment they leave, there was constant CCTV surveillance. I'm giving you an opportunity not to commit perjury, she said. I'm not lying, Mr. Martin replied. At the end of the day, the court was told Mr. Martin had raised a matter which requires independent legal advice with police outside the courtroom. Mr. Martin told the court that he had been diagnosed with functional neurological disorder, a disorder that impacts memory and brain functioning, and had little memory of the night in question. He confirmed he'd never been assaulted and had been instructed by the alleged victim what to say in his statement to police. I wouldn't go as far as a direct, this is what you need to say, is more a, you can't remember, so this is what happened, if that makes sense, Mr. Martin said. The fact is, I have no memory of the two accused really even being there in the first place, let alone the night. On September 19, the following day, the court was told Mr. Martin had confessed to the officer that he'd lied. I'm sorry I lied in my police statement about the incident. Am I going to get in trouble, he said. He confirmed he'd never assaulted and had been instructed by the alleged victim what to say in his statement to police. I wouldn't go as far as a direct, this is what you need to say. It was more a, you can't remember, so this is what happened, if that makes sense, Mr. Martin said. You've already said that, whoever wrote this article. The fact is, I have no memory of the two accused really even being there in the first place, let alone the night. Mr. Sinnott bowed his head as the charges were struck out, while Mr. Bruhn appeared in court via video leaning against a white wall. So Tanner Bruhn didn't even have the balls to attend court. Wow. Outside court, Mr. Bruhn's lawyer, Anna Barmer, said her client was innocent of these crimes and had been falsely accused. While he's thankful the court process has vindicated him, he's understandably upset he had to go through the court process at all and that it's taken nearly a year, she said. Tanner wants to see those responsible for making these false allegations held to account, and we should all hope Victoria Police properly investigate what appears to be an attempt to pervert the course of justice. Miss Barmer said the last year of Tanner Bruhn's life had been horrible, but he was grateful for the support of family, friends, Geelong Football Club, and the AFL Players Association and his manager. Tanner wants to put this nightmare behind him and get on with playing football. He's hopeful for the future and looking forward to getting back to doing what he loves, she said. Addressing the court, Mr. Bruhn barrister Dermot Dan Casey said the case represented a horrible stain on the criminal justice system. Mr. Dan said his client had been to hell and back with his career on the line and had been attacked by people online with seemingly no knowledge of the presumption of innocence in court proceedings. All those that did attack him should step away from their keyboards and hang their heads in shame, he said. Of course he's going to get attacked when the rumours are he's a rapist. You know, Jordan De Goey got away with it, and if Bruhn did do this, it looks like he's getting away with it as well, as I said he would. Bruhn was interviewed by Victoria Police in October of last year over his knowledge of the allegations and was released without arrest pending further investigation. The Herald Sun's Jay Clark reported on Tuesday afternoon that Bruhn spent time this year working on a farm in country Victoria, completing basic farming tasks to help take himself away from the footballing spotlight. How does that take you away from the footballing spotlight, mate? And if you have to get a job while playing AFL, you clearly aren't managing your money very well. Bruhn played 66 AFL games in his first 4 seasons at the top level, 30 of which were at the GWS Giants before moving to the Cats. Alright, so that's the article there. Obviously, you guys can decide for yourselves whether he's innocent or guilty. At this point, I don't even know. The AFL is so corrupt, I wouldn't be surprised if he is guilty, but there was some sort of under-the-table deal between him and the victim. He probably paid this woman a lot of money to basically keep her mouth shut. He probably paid the guy that apparently lied to the cops a lot of money to keep his mouth shut. The Geelong Football Club could have possibly done that. The AFL could have possibly done that. But if I was Tanner Bruhn's teammate, I wouldn't be comfortable playing with him, to be honest. I still wouldn't really know Is this guy a rapist? Is he not? Because you just can't trust AFL players or AFL clubs with this sort of thing. Here's the thing. I don't trust the justice system, especially in Victoria. Victoria have the worst justice system in Australia. I do not trust Tanner Bruhn. I do not trust the Geelong Football Club, and I do not trust the AFL that they're telling the truth here. Apparently the guy that reported him apparently has some sort of memory issue. That could be just... it's just... The whole thing is just still so sus. And maybe Tanner Bruhn is innocent. Maybe this guy framed him. But what I think probably happened is that the victims got a huge payout to basically help Tanner Bruhn get away with it. Here's the thing. If these people really did lie and make up false accusations, they should be arrested for it. Surely that's a crime. Surely that's jail worthy. Because obviously it's ruined Tanner Bruhn's life. He's always going to be seen as a possible rapist. He's never going to be trusted again, especially not by me. If Bruhn really is innocent, I think he should be pressing charges against the people that accused him. Because I 100% would be. If I was labelled as a rapist for the last 12 months, if I lost 12 months of my AFL career because of a false accusation, and I've had to go through all the stress of getting arrested, possibly going to jail, going to court, that sort of thing, Bruhn 100% should be suing them. But maybe there's another twist in this. Maybe he does plan on doing that. But if nothing else comes from this, I'm going to be of the opinion that Bruhn probably did it and most likely paid out his victims, or the AFL or Geelong Football Club paid out the victims to keep their mouths shut and to help get the case dropped. That's what I think happened. I don't believe this framing story that Bruhn or this other guy has been trying to tell. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. So feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Unless you're a Geelong supporter, because we all know Geelong Ferals are just going to defend Bruhn because they're not all there in the head. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you all have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more like this. Be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also, be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channels. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast channel, King Snake of Stoody. Also, be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, Stoody Archives. Links to both of those are in the description. Also, be sure to join my Discord server, East Coast Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also, be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, and I also have TikTok. The username for my Instagram is StudioOnYT, and the usernames for my Twitter and TikTok are StudioYT. Links to all those will also be in the description. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.